Welcome to this Cinematic Explainer. So, when you look at a map of the world today, it feels like all eyes are converging on one rapidly rising powerhouse. And yep, you guessed it, it's Indonesia. I mean, from its booming economy to its absolutely critical geographic position, this massive archipelago is literally reshaping the global balance of power. Today, we're unpacking exactly why Indonesia is at the absolute center of global geopolitical dynamics right now. Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand Indonesia's power, you first have to wrap your head around its massive scale. We aren't just talking about a large country here. This is a sprawling maritime continent with over 17,000 islands, meaning if you visited one island every single day, it would take you over 46 years to see them all. Add in a population of roughly 276 million people, and the geographic and demographic weight here is just, well, it's staggering. This scale really sets the stage for everything else we're about to discuss.
To make sense of all this rising influence, we're going to break this explainer down into 5 core pillars. First up, we'll look at its crucial geographic position. Second, we'll examine its economic and mineral strength. Third, we'll explore its leadership on the world stage. Fourth, we'll tackle its maritime security challenges. And finally, we'll look at its vital role in the global energy transition.
Let's kick things off with Pillar 1, Posisi Graves yang Crucial, or its crucial geographic position.
People often say geography is destiny, and honestly, Indonesia sits at the ultimate global crossroads. Over 50%, yeah, literally more than half of all global trade passes right through the South China Sea and Indonesian Straits. This isn't just some random shipping lane, it is the central artery of the global economy. Basically, whoever secures these waters effectively ensures that international commerce keeps running smoothly.
So the crucial point is identifying exactly where these arteries actually are. We've got the Malacca Strait, the Sunda Strait, and the Lombok Strait. But pay special attention to the Malacca Strait here. It single-handedly handles roughly 25% of all global trade. But even more wild, 80% of all crude oil exported from the Middle East to East Asia flows right through this one choke point. The energy security of entire nations literally depends on this exact maritime corridor.
To really visualize what that looks like out on the water, data from the International Maritime Organization shows that about 1,000 large ships pass through Indonesian waters every single day. Just imagine that, a massive floating city of commerce constantly moving through the archipelago. This intense daily traffic makes the security of these routes a top priority, not just for Jakarta, but for the entire world.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, Kekuatan Economic and Mineral. Because, geography provides the opportunity, but economic and material strength is how you actually capitalize on it.
Indonesia is currently the 16th largest economy in the world, and it is the undisputed economic heavyweight of the ASEAN region. What's really impressive here is their resilience. Despite all the recent global economic headwinds, World Bank data shows Indonesia achieved a super solid 5.1% growth rate in 2023, and projections are staying strong, right between 4.8% and 5.2% through 2024 and 2025. They are maintaining some really remarkable stability.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how that economic growth is actually being fueled. Indonesia controls an overwhelming 30% of global nickel production. And in a world that is rapidly pivoting to green technology, nickel is incredibly precious. But here's the kicker. Indonesia isn't just digging it up and shipping it out anymore.
They've completely changed the game by implementing strict domestic processing policies. By requiring these critical minerals to be processed locally, Indonesia has transformed itself into an absolute magnet for the world's biggest electric vehicle battery manufacturers. We're talking giants like Tesla, LG Energy Solution, and CATL pouring billions in investments into the country. They're effectively forcing the global supply chain to set up shop right inside their borders. It's a brilliant move.
All right, let's transition to Pillar 3, Kepemimpinan di Panggung Dunia. With a booming economy and that hyper-strategic location, how is Indonesia using its diplomatic muscle internationally?
Well, they've taken a highly active yet independent approach. Within ASEAN, they really champion regional solidarity. When it comes to all those complex maritime borders, they staunchly advocate for peaceful resolution through the 1982 UN-class International Maritime Laws. And perhaps most notably, during their 2022 G20 presidency, Indonesia successfully bridged some really deep geopolitical divides. They managed to unite member nations during an incredibly tense time in global politics, all while pushing forward crucial agendas on conflict resolution and climate change.
But of course, great power comes with immense responsibility. Which brings us to Pillar 4, Tantangan Keamanan Maritime. Securing a maritime territory of this magnitude is a monumental challenge.
For years, illegal fishing just ravaged the Indonesian economy, causing estimated losses of roughly 200 trillion rupiah every single year. But consider the stark contrast in their recent enforcement. Between 2014 and 2023, the government took highly decisive action, capturing over 2,500 illegal vessels. They are actively demonstrating that their waters are protected, and they're boosting armed and security capacities to handle piracy and illegal trade head-on. And that security extends way beyond just fishing and trade. Maritime security intimately overlaps with regional counterterrorism and anti-extremism efforts. Over the years, Indonesia has become a vital hub for international intelligence sharing and security personnel training, which is absolutely crucial for ensuring the stability of the wider region.
Finally, we reach our last section, Pillar 5, Transition Energy Global. This is where Indonesia is really positioning itself for the future as a potential green energy superpower.
And this brilliantly illustrates why. The sheer, untapped potential within their borders is breathtaking. We are looking at an estimated 207 gigawatts of solar power, 60 gigawatts of wind, and 28 gigawatts of geothermal energy. The natural resources they possess for renewable energy generation are absolutely massive. It's like a gold mine for green energy.
To actually harness all of this, the government has set a firm target to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2060. And they are using some serious climate diplomacy to make it happen. Case in point, in 2023, Indonesia signed a landmark energy transition partnership with the European Union, securing billions of dollars in investments to develop this exact green energy infrastructure.
To wrap it all up, the facts are clear. Indonesia is actively strengthening its role as the strategic bridge between Asia, the Pacific, and the Middle East. From its critical maritime choke points to its massive green energy ambitions, Indonesia's geopolitical weight is only going to continue to grow. It really begs the question, how will the rest of the world adapt to this rising power? Thank you for watching. If you found this explainer informative, please like, subscribe, and share. Turn on the notification bell for more content. Terima kasih sudah menonton. Jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan share explainer ini. Nyalakan lonceng notifikasi agar tidak ketinggalan content menarik lainnya.